This is Steve and Alistair. Paul, pleased to meet you. Janet. Steve, Alistair. Right, girls.
My name is Janet Dawson. I'm standing captain of Chorley Ladies. Our full captain's quite badly injured at the moment, but she came back to play for the reserves in midweek and has done her Achilles, so she's probably out for quite a while at the moment. So it's a bit of a shame, but. I thought we were pretty fast out the tracks, really, scored early on, which we haven't managed to do in the last couple of games that we've played, so we took our chances today, which is a big thing for us. But I thought we were really good from the back forwards, really, today. I think we just worked really hard for each other against a team that we know likes to play football, and it's always a good game against Morecambe. It's always a good game, always competitive. So we knew we had to come out and go for it today, really. I thought everybody played well today. It's hard to really pick out specific people, but I thought, obviously, Saskia, who's a really young girl at the back next to me today, did really well. Obviously, we sat her on Euro number 14 because we know what a prolific striker she is. So we just set her on there. Obviously, I just do the sweeping up bit behind, but she wasn't in the game today, really. Saskia took her out of the game. So I thought she was really good. I thought Hannah, just in front of the back four, just tidied everything up. She went hell for leather on everything, as she always does. Midfield was just tight and worked really well, and Sammy up front worked really, really hard all the game, just ran non-stop running. I think probably Morecambe got quite frustrated, I think. When we knew they'd come out second half because they had to, because we were obviously 3-0 up, so we knew they'd come out at us, and I think we sort of frustrated them at the back and kept them out, and I think sometimes that's just the way it goes, isn't it?
So far, you've played. This is your fourth game in the league.
It's our fourth game, yes. We've won 4 in the league. I was trying to think then. Oh no, we haven't. Sorry, won 3, drawn 1 against Stockport, which we should have won. Okay. So we let a couple of points slip there, but we're doing well. We never know going into every season how we're going to make. It's a very small team with very limited players. Obviously, we've lost our captain pretty early on, so we thought we wouldn't struggle, but we thought maybe. We weren't sure how it would be this season, but from what we've seen and what we've played, I think we've played a very good team last week in Guiseley. Worked really hard and got a 2-1 win at home, which was a big thing coming into today. I think that gave us a real sort of.
We've got them in 2 weeks' time.
Good team.
My name is Roger Lee. I'm one of the coaches and manager at Chorley Ladies.
Okay, how did it go today?
Thought the game was always going to be a tough game today. We played it twice last season, in which it was a 50-50 result. You've always come out strong from the starting blocks, so today we were on our toes, ready to start. I didn't think we saw the best of Morecambe today. No. I thought, in terms of the way that Chorley played, we really did trying to control the ball, keep it at our tempo, and I think you were a bit frustrated after the first goal. Overall, as far as the game went, I thought that we controlled the pace and the tempo of the game well, tried to switch the play as much as we could and to frustrate you. I think that as far as your game went, that made you play the early ball too soon. You were trying to play over the top too quickly and you didn't develop play. Overall, look forward to playing in the second game of the season. I think you might have done your homework and it could be a lot tougher game.
Absolutely, bang on. Well, tell me about Chorley's season so far. How are you doing?
I think that the league itself is a strong league. I don't think you have taken anything for granted. I don't think any of the teams are going to turn out a weak team as such. I think the only things that limit this are the travel and whether a team can actually take a full squad when they travel on some of the larger distances. But for the likes of Morecambe, Manchester and ourselves, we should be relatively strong when we're taking our teams. In terms of the league and how a season's played, I think like most teams you're looking to have as best summer training as you can, bearing in mind that you've got holiday patterns and you can't pull all the girls together at the same time. We started well, our first game of the season. We are a footballing side. We try to play the short passing. We're not a long kick play. I don't think you do that at football. We want to try and play from the back. We want to try and blood our reserves as well. We don't like to have girls travel without giving them a game. So we want a squad atmosphere so that everybody's enjoyed it and everybody talks. We really do try, and sort of my philosophy is to make sure that the girls communicate at half time. So I would rather have the girls come in at half time, they get fluids, and then I ask them to say what they thought was right, what they thought was wrong within the units. As a result of that, you should be in a position where the coach is then complimenting your players in knowing what they're doing wrong, so you don't have to throw the information onto the pitch. I think, if anything, that's gone well. Weaknesses for us is training. We've got one or two girls that are on night shift, so we can never get a full training session together. So what we've got to do is we've got to keep our training sessions as happy and keep a squad atmosphere going, which we do.
Good one.
Very much, I don't look for the people who score goals as being the players of the match. In fact, the girl that we substituted, first of all, Vicky Cooper, played on the right side of midfield. For me, she was my man of the match. The reason for that was that she positionally held, she played the ball, she slowed play down, she played the ball backwards probably more times than she played the ball forwards, but not in a negative way, in a way of keeping possession. So I would give my man of the match to Coops.
Play, Joe.
Spin up, dynamic.
I did put GPS units on the players today to just have a look at them, and interesting to see work rates. I did that psychologically for one or two players, because when they know they've got a GPS on, they tend to do a bit more work rate. So we'll see the results when they come out.
Go side, Lottie, you're wrong side again!
How did the game go?
I think it's quite obvious from the result it didn't go to plan. We started off brightly, first 5 or 10 minutes, passing the ball around, and both teams were quite evenly matched up until that point. Obviously they got the early goal, which was preventable. There was a bit of a mix-up in defence. She's a strong girl, Scarlett. She shrugged off a few challenges, and we just didn't deal with it, and she got shot away. Beth had a good attempt at saving it, and if she'd have been a yard out, she'd have saved it because it off her foot and hit the bar. But yeah, sloppy defending. And I think once you give an early goal away like that, you're always on the back foot unless you get one back straight away. So then we tried to work our way back into the game, but it just didn't really fall for us at times. At 50-50s we were coming out second best. We seemed to be all moving around in the same areas, passes were going astray far too often, that sort of thing. And we needed to just tighten it up. But obviously we gave another goal away, ball over the top. Beth, obviously not being a regular goalkeeper, did her best, came off the line. Millie went with one of those, caught in two minds really, and the girl just dinked her.
Go on the centre halves. Go on the centre halves.
Play.
Yeah, so obviously after the second goal, it was definitely an uphill battle from there onwards. We tried to work our way into the game. Obviously we've got players on the ball that generally can pass and move, but we just weren't doing it. We were moving around in the same areas, and we were making it too tight for ourselves. The players that came in that have been out for a while, probably still not match fit. We weren't working on our usual patterns of play, movement, pass move. We just weren't creating like we normally do. It wasn't the Morecambe Football Club that I'm used to seeing at certain times, and obviously going 3-0 down and then going in at half time, we had to say something to try and to address that. We had a few words at half-time, just discussed where we all thought our problems were. I won't divulge, but it was evident that we weren't playing our normal systems and patterns of play. We had a chat about who was working, who wasn't working, and we've made a few changes. Obviously Georgia came on, brightened it up. Obviously we all know Georgia, she's quick, gives us a different dimension down the left. But Chorley are a tight unit, they know how to read things like that, and they're experienced. So although Georgia does come in with a bit of speed and power, if you know what you're doing against players like that, they're easy to negate. We do take positives from it. We think that we can only go onwards from here and move up. Obviously Chorley's always going to be a big test for us.
Who wants? Move!
Good cross.
It's better.
Hopefully next week we'll be another match fitter. We had a good look at Lottie had a good second half there. We know what the problems are in midfield. Obviously we need to get the centre half's position sorted out. A keeper would help, but we need to just try and regroup now and just have a focus on what we need to be doing for next week. Penwitham in the cup away, that's the Lancashire Cup. I would expect to be able to play one or two players that didn't play yesterday and give them a run out. Hopefully we can move on and step up to the next round of the Cup with a success next week.
Thank you very much.